his tape. B cuts in the front. V!
looking for a shot here. Wheels, fires and scores!
Oh!
Series over. Good night, Anaheim.
Finding that spot, and he's going to be rewarded with another chance. Off the stick, how did Katie save that?
Saw with another pass across Titan with a shot on the net, and he scores!
For the smudge. Now it's a breakaway pass. Buzz flip it. Look out, he's got an open net. Oh no! Buzz flip it. Come out now. Nice little play by Spaceballs. Nice. Here comes Spaceballs. He walks in with Savo. Pass over to Savo. Score!
Awkward play. Big hit by Long. Holy!
Shot one wide. Deflected by Echo. Glenn jumping on the goal. Now Paco in front. He scores!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to D2 Playoffs. I am Alleycat, joined here by Jack. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, and we should have a great night of puck in store between the Northeast Nighthawks and the Waco Weathermen. The Waco Weathermen exceeding expectations in this regular season and clinching a top seed in the playoffs. They're going to face a team that struggled through a lot of adversity in their roster decisions, trading away a key piece in Novastar for Kagar, who will start tonight. And I'm really excited to see how this team will match up against a top-seeded team like the Waco Weathermen, who have the top goal scorer and point scorer in their lineup alongside Silk, who leads the regular season in points per game.
Yeah, a really exciting matchup to see these two top-seeded teams, and we're getting into sort of the first little bit of D2 playoffs, as it looks like players are getting ready, and I'll hand it over to you.
Puck is dropped. Like wins the draw. Silk back to Like. Tim Jim. And it's going to be the Weatherman puck. Topher getting his first touches. Passes it over to Silk with a great find. One move around. Tim Jim cuts up the middle. Silk towards the net. Backhander. Stopped by Coochie.
Coochie with a really impressive D3 game a couple nights ago for the Osprey, or might have even been last night. I'm a little... Oh! Sorry to interrupt you there, and the perfect breakaway opportunity there. But yeah, Coochie definitely showing up for both teams here.
Missed now across to Kagor. Kagor has space. He's going to take his time, send it up, across, cut off by Silk. And chipped ahead. Sent across, Like racing Kagor for it. Kagor wins that race. Tries to get it across, cut off by Topher. And Style gets it to Tim Jim. Tim Jim in the slot. Backhander, stopped by Damocles. Kagor back in. It's going to be Topher's puck, though. And Tim Jim absolutely battles for it, wins it back. And the Weathermen are able to gain possession and clear. Missed back up the wall to Tim Jim, left side. Backhander, stopped by Damocles. Not much there for Jimothy, who will regain the puck. Back behind the net, tries to send it in front, and it comes out to the line. Silk will collect. Chips it ahead, cut off by Style, and it bounces high in the air for Topher, who tries to get it off the glass, and Style bats it over the net.
Yeah, so far both goalies have just been making pretty standard saves. It's kind of a feeling out process for these teams to get their offense going.
Here comes Silk into the zone, left side, finds Kachuk parked in front, but the pass just went right through him. Tim Jim around Like. He's going to skate it up the left side. Cutting to the middle, Topher defending. Tim Jim stopped by Damocles. Coast-to-coast effort.
Just managed to get his pad on it in order to make a save there.
Like here off the missed pass from Style. He's going to skate it up, get it across to Silk, but just behind him, and Tim Jim will collect around Kachuk. Up the right side, fires it. Backdoor Style looking for the tip, and it just went wide. Silk around Kagor. He's got a break if he can hurry, but Mist gets back. Kachuk takes the puck, and he's stopped by Mist again.
Silk not quite as silky smooth there as he was hoping to be on that breakaway.
Hofer. And he's going to take his time, send it across to no one. And Mist is going to win this puck. Tries to fire it towards the net. Damocles will clear down the length of the ice. Kuchi out to play it for Kagor, off the wall to Timjim with Like pressuring, and Like will take this puck. Timjim takes it back though, and it's going to come over to Topher on this right wall side, sending it up the wall to Silk. Not much options, so he hands it off to Like. Mist now left side. And he mishandles the puck. Like takes it, cuts into the zone, and he's stopped by Style. Silk takes the rebound. Right circle off the post!
Great chance there, and he just managed to get the post on it, but the goalie was not able to recover that for a couple of seconds. Could have been a quick tip in by a player if they were there, but alas, was not to be.
Topher up the wall, eludes the stick of Like, and Kagor back in his own zone, sends it across to Mist, who is going to send this puck around to Style. Style up the left side, looking for a backdoor tip from Timjim that eluded his stick in the air. Kagor down low, batted out of the air by Topher, back to the line. Style in front, and Silk will collect. Topher breaking free. Silk cannot get the puck ahead to him, and Styles going to have a partial break racing back. He mishandled the puck, and Silk will take it. Puck escapes the zone. Kagor will collect. Up the wall to Style, across to Timjim. Timjim will send this back across to Style. And that'll do it for the first period of play.
Seems to be a pretty conservative period overall for both teams, but I think the Weathermen are getting the better chances here, at least by and large, but so far not really capitalizing on them. But you know, one of these times I think they'll get it. But definitely trending that way.
Definitely has been a slow start for both these teams in terms of scoring. The Northeast Nighthawks lead the shots 3-1, so we'll see how that continues to play out in the second period as the puck is dropped and Topher will take it. Sending it up across, cut off by Timjim, but taken by Kachuk. And out of the hands of Kachuk, back to Timjim. Through him, over to Style in the right corner. Sending it down low, and Kachuk will intercept. Sending it up the wall, missed. Style cuts to the slot with a backhander, sticked aside by Damocles, who had a busy first period, facing his fourth shot on goal now. Kachuk racing after it, missed. Gets it back down low. Timjim loses it to Topher, and it's sent ahead for Silk. Across to Kachuk. Over to Silk, and it's stopped by Mist. What an eventful period, or rather eventful game from Mist so far on that defense. Kachuk in his own zone. Skates it to center. Around one. Has space. He sends it back door, stopped by Kagor. And Mist in his own zone. Will chip it up the wall to Style. Style surveying his options. Gets hit by Topher, and Like will send it back down the length of the ice. Kuchi knocked down by Silk. Tries to hand it off to Topher, but it escapes his stick. Kachuk back at center. And he tries to dump it in. Knocked down by Style to the stick of Timjim. Into the zone. Around one. Timjim wide open. Fires! Score!
Just a great breakaway, and managing to deke around Kachuk like that and coming in and just keeping on it. But great save by Damocles to stop it first, but you know, that's going to hurt when you don't get it every time. But alas, it results in a goal for the Nighthawks.
Off the rebound, he forced his way through. and slams it past the goaltender to give the Nighthawks a 1-0 lead. Tim Jim, one of the leading goal scorers in the regular season, just lost the goal race to Like at the end of the season. But that doesn't mean he can't score goals anymore. He is right on the board early in this game, and he's looking to extend their lead after that one. Tim Jim racing up the ice to the puck. Mist going to the net. Pass across, deflected by Topher, and Mist will have to collect in the corner. Mist down low to Style. Style trying to get around Silk, and he'll have to collect back down low. Around to Tim Jim with Mist in front. Tim Jim's going to try to find Style. Bit of a mishandle. Comes out to Kagor, sends it back in for Style. And I'm only seeing 3 of the...
It looks like
Nighthawks
Mist has disconnected, it seems. I'm not sure whether it's unlikely to be strategic for no, it seems to be they're actually changing for Wind to get in there instead of Mist.
Wind has emergency subbed in for Mist, who is now going to play skater defense, the captain and the starting goaltender for this team. Is at right defense in place of Mist. Skates to the circle and swaps off for him. Mist back on. So we'll have to make sure that the stat trackers note that Wind will have a game played in this first game. Silk towards the net, fires a shot low, and Coochie kicks it out with the right pad. Puck sent
As well
ahead
as the
through Silk,
updated
not through
shots
Topher.
from the end of the last first period, which I believe Mist had 1, but I can't confirm that without going back through the footage. But yes, for now we will have a game played for Wind.
Silk taking it away. Middle, Kachuk. Backhander! Clipping the crossbar. Was Kachuk on the backhand.
Weathermen just hitting nothing but metal right now. They're getting really good looks in, but just nothing that's really getting right behind the net and right where they need it. But yeah, you can see the frustration there as he hits Nighthawk to the ground.
Style towards the net off the pad of Damocles. Silk now rushing the puck. He's going to take it up the right side and cut to the middle. Taking his time. He has plenty. He sends it up across looking for Like, but Mist is going to take that puck. And it's sent towards the net. Tim Jim's open, but the pass was in the air, and Tim Jim couldn't get a stick on it. Down low to Style, tapped in front for Mist, but Like is there, and he will recollect this puck in his own zone. With Style pressuring, he forces it off him. Over to Tim Jim in front, just escaping his stick. And now Style, or rather Silk, is going to take it the other way, fire it in. That'll do it for the second period.
Yeah, still maybe not quite still, but it's definitely heating up in the period overall for both teams. The Nighthawks still managing to lead in shots, but I don't think the Weathermen are too far behind them in getting their chances, and we've seen 2 extremely high danger chances just bounce off the metal and not quite make it in the net. So perhaps one of these times the Weathermen will tie it up, but they are definitely running out of time to do it.
The Weathermen are definitely still in this game, although they got to get something going soon. Here's Silk.
You really can't afford to be down by more than even a goal or 2 in the third period, and momentum swings can really kill any hope for a team in a game like this.
Chuck up across to Like, their leading goal scorer, turns it over to Style, sends it ahead for Tim Jim, and Topher pushing off Tim Jim, gets his stick in the way and intercepts it back into the Nighthawks zone. 1-0 Nighthawks, and a goal from Tim Jim, from Style, and Coochie getting a goalie assist.
Coochie's probably a little
going here.
Gucci's probably a little more happy with this performance than he is with the one last night, but as I said to him yesterday, he's still had a great performance, saving, I believe, 15 of 17 shots. It was great to see, and it's good to see him being rewarded for it so far here.
Silk now, cutting around 2, has Topher on his right. Silk to the slot, fires a shot, stick saved by Coochie, and Mist will clear.
That's a fantastic stop, using the stick of the blade and just getting it right at the correct moment, especially one that's above the pads. That's a really
Double
great
take
save.
by Mist. Fires! Stop by Damocles. Apologies, Alley Cat.
No, of course. Yeah, we got to get the action going here. And geez, this is nothing but action-packed. It's like they're trying to wake us back up from this.
Certainly more eventful than the 9-period D1 championship game last night. We will have more for you on Thursday, so make sure to tune in to the Pro Division Championship Series. This is Tim Jim firing a shot wide on the backhand. And now Kachuk. Taken away by Style. 2 in front. Style. Pass in front. Tim Jim! Stop point blank by Damocles. Rebound. Style missed the net.
Damocles really showing up to keep. That's a fantastic save, extending the pad out just at the right time, dashing to keep your team in it.
And Damocles a top 3 goaltender in goals against average and shutouts in this season. And notably, Damocles had over 10 points as a goaltender.
Very impressive feat, especially, you know, it'd be surprising if a goalie could get a goal one of these days, even with the unlikelihood of, you know, goalie pulls and everything. But I imagine 10 assists is still extremely impressive for a goalie.
Tim Jim across to Mist. Who's going to skid it down low, taken by Topher, leaving it for Like. And the Weathermen get the puck up the ice, but the Nighthawks intercept and Style fires it back in. Final 2 minutes of the third period, it's sent back over to Silk, and the Nighthawks will get this puck in their own zone. Topher taking the puck back. Sends it over to Like, who has a lane to shoot. Fires a shot along the ice, deflected, perhaps looking for Silk. And the Nighthawks get the puck out. This will be Topher's, racing after Mist. Up the wall to Like, taken away by Style. Around Kachuk, and he lost the handle to Silk. And Silk loses the handle to Tim Jim. Tim Jim has speed! Up the middle! Stopped by Damocles off a great back check from Topher.
Fantastic defensive work there to just keep the offensive stick busy and just making sure his job's as hard as possible. But it might be a little too late here for the Weathermen.
Towards the net,
Oh.
Like out of the air.
Holy moly. Great stop by Cucci, getting at the right place at the right time.
We saw a goal similar to that thwarted by the post from Like earlier in the season. It was a mid-air Michigan attempt out off of a bat-in that he slammed into the corner post just in crunch time and couldn't tie the game. So perhaps deja vu for Like. And I want to note that the Nighthawks now lead the shots 9-2, or rather 9-3. So the Weathermen really have to get this puck and start creating something. As Tim Jim takes it again, with Style going to the net. Tim Jim in front. Style back to Tim Jim off a missed shot. And Like will take the puck, send it up the middle, pulls it over. But that'll do it for game 1. The Northeast Nighthawks take a 1-0 series lead.
Yes, and we will both have to be hopping on the plane back out to the northeast. Where in the northeast? The territory of the Nighthawks. So stay tuned while we get set for game 2.
So after taking a 1-0 lead, we have the beautiful Northeast Nighthawks playoff ice debut.
Definitely a lot less orange compared to the Waco Weathermen. ice. It's a little more traditional, but you know, still beautiful nonetheless.
And I have to give credit where credit's due. Actually, I'm gonna scratch that because I'm not sure who designed the ice. I believe it was Log.
I believe so too. I've seen him working on it a couple of times. So yes, definitely shout out to Log for getting all these playoff rinks done in D2 and D3. It definitely looked great.
Look at this beautiful Nighthawk spanning the entire length of all three zones. And then back behind this goal, you have Wind, who is not going to be playing in this game, but still a beautiful design choice.
Very much an interesting series so far. I mean, we look at, you know, Tim Jim and Like, both two of the like. Sorry, my grammar's betraying me a little bit. Both being very high scoring players, and I think it's almost going to come down to them and whether they can bring it back for their team as we get started.
Style. And Silk will take it. Weatherman looking to start out hot here, going down 1-0 in the series to the Nighthawks. We've seen one series come back from down 1-0 before in this playoffs. And we'll see if they can do it again. It's a 2-on-1 for the Nighthawks out of the gate. Tim Jim with style. Topher defending. Tim Jim cutting around him, and Topher gets a piece of the puck just as he tried to cut back for the shot. Possession's not over. Style behind the net to Tim Jim. Back to Style. Zaza coming in for Kachuk in this lineup change. Style across. Topher is going to lose this race to Mist. And Tim Jim will send it towards the net. Damocles sticks it aside. Silk back behind the net. And he'll try to send it across to Zaza. It's blocked off by Tim Jim. And flipped all the way up the glass. Style racing after it. Topher will get there first. Back up the wall to Silk. So the captain subbing himself off for a late draft pick, Zaza, who was tearing it up in D3 this season. As Like fires a shot, the leading goal scorer gets his first good look. Missed. Up the wall. And as Like is hunting down an MVP trophy after his MVP caliber season, they're going to need to see more from him in this second game. Tim Jim firing a spin shot over the net high. And Silk will collect back behind the net.
Interesting to have a roster shakeup here for the Waco Weatherman. We'll see if it does anything, but you know, keeping it mostly the same apart from the captain change, we will see if it sparks anything offensive wise, because that's seeming to be what they need right now since the Nighthawks, excuse me, as we go here.
Here comes Like with a shot that's stopped by Cucci over the net. Like now chipping it off the boards to himself, and he gets another good look at the side of the cage. It's sent out to the line. Silk left point fires a shot, and that missed the net by a mile. Missed now. Up the wall, knocked down by Like, and Zaza will send it back up to him. Like all alone has 4 Nighthawks crashing towards him, and he has to just get it away. Zaza loses the puck to Tim Jim, and Topher takes it back, but Tim Jim will end up with it nonetheless. Skating through center. On the left side of the ice, he fires a shot wide, maybe kicking off the pad of Damocles. Kagor in his own zone. Surveying his options, sends it up the wall over the head of Silk. Finds Tim Jim at the left side, who tries to drop it off for Style. And he's going to have to skate this, hands it off. What a play by Tim Jim as Style gets it back behind the net. Double teamed, and he loses it to Silk, but Tim Jim's going to take this puck back. What a great forecheck from Tim Jim to start this series. Like, coming into the zone, working over Kagor. Like, fanned on the shot. Like, wrap around. Cucci said no. Missed now. Battling Like for it behind the cage. Sent towards the net and cleared. Silk at the left point. He has space. He sends it backdoor to Zaza, but Zaza couldn't get to the net in time. Style. Through center. And he loses it to Silk. Miss will take it, send it across to Tim Jim. With Topher defending. Tim Jim takes it deep, sends it across in the air, and that will not connect with Style, who was crashing the net. Like off the boards to himself, tries to get it around Kagor. But the puck comes out to Tim Jim. And back into the hands of the Waco Weathermen. Very back and forth to start this series.
Definitely more evenly matched in this game, I think, than the first game. It seems the Weathermen have kind of shifted their offensive gear back in as they take a shot on net and it's just bounced off a player there.
Dial up the left side. Looking to give the Nighthawks the lead to hopefully clinch and move on. But the Waco Weathermen want none of that. They're trying to get back into this one, down 1-0. Zaza overskates the puck. Tim Jim now. Back behind the net. In front, and that will do it for the first period.
Dangerous chances for both teams, but you know, so far again, goalies have been standing up pretty well to the pressure, but it's definitely feeling a lot more evenly sided. I feel like we could see either team take it here with a goal, and you know, a lot more exciting for viewers, a lot more exciting for us. Could be wrong either way, it could be right either way. We'll see what happens.
Puck is dropped. Won by the Nighthawks, and Sile. His hand is forced by the Waco Weathermen, so he gets it up the wall. And it's Topher now, back behind his own net. Surveying his options, hands it off to Silk. Silk trying to find Like across, and that will escape him. Kagor back in his own zone as the Nighthawks regain possession. Tied at 0 after a 1-0 win for the Nighthawks in Game 1. Style takes the puck away. Tries to work it around Topher. He does. Backdoor! Tim Jim missed a wide open net.
Just went a little too wide for the angle to just be put in there perfectly, and it just safely manages to cross on the wrong side of Damocles.
Style now back behind the net, looking to get that one back. It's Zaza over here. And Topher gets the puck. Sends it up to Like. The leading goal scorer hands it off to Silk, the leading point per game scorer. Over to Like. He missed a wide open net.
Channeling his inner Buzz Flibbit there with a wide open net and just not getting the shot off
Style
there.
back the other way. Across. Tim Jim missed the wide open net.
The spirit of Buzz Flibbit has definitely infected both these teams now. I think he's haunted the building.
Up ahead. Zaza. Backhander. Stopped by Coochie.
You joke log about both teams being allergic to scoring, but we've seen more focus on defense rather than offense in playoffs, and I think that's the pattern for championship wins here.
Absolutely, as Silk sends it up across to Like, it's going to be taken by Kagor. And Like gets the puck back, fires it wide, and Zaza will chase after it with Mist. Coochie hands it off to Mist. As the Nighthawks regroup. Mist ahead to Style. Skates it in, sends it towards the net from a sharp angle. Rebound is knocked aside by Damocles. Zaza getting his stick pushed away by Style, and Tim Jim will try to find Mist backdoor. It comes out to the left point, or rather right point for Style, who is going to handle this at center with Like pressuring him. He'll spin off and send it back towards the net, looking for Tim Jim, knocked down by Silk. Missed now over to Tim Jim, but Tim Jim was not ready for that pass. And Silk will collect in his own zone, mishandling it. Style takes it. Tim Jim in front. Shot wide.
And if you listen,
Zaza, sauce pass. Silk fires backdoor. Rebound over the net.
And if you listen ever so closely, you can hear whispers in the rafters of Log's voice saying, "Oh no, Buzz Flibbit, he's got a wide open net."
Zaza off the wall to himself. Like takes the puck. And Style will end up with possession for Mist. Has plenty of open ice. Across to Tim Jim, and the pass just eluded his stick. Tim Jim back to Style, but Style crept in a bit too far, and the pass couldn't connect. Kagor back into the zone for Tim Jim. It's taken by Silk. And it looks like Tim Jim's going to win this race and get it out to Kagor. Back up the wall. Tim Jim racing Silk for it, and Tim Jim wins the puck. Out to the line for Style with Mist coming in. Style around one. And he's thwarted by Topher. Style across. And that will escape Tim Jim and the hands of the Nighthawks. As Waco regains possession, it's Topher. Firing it up past the stick of Silk, who is not happy with that miss. And Style on the right wall will chip it over himself. And Silk is able to get a stick on that self-pass, rather. When it looked like he was out of speed. Kagor across, just missing Style. And Zaza will get there first. Shots are tied at 3. Tim Jim has all 3. He's looking for 4. And he's knocked aside by the defender. That'll do it for the second period. As this contest looks a lot more even in Game 2, but perhaps that's not what you want if you're the Waco Weathermen. You want to be dominant in this game and turn this series back around in your favor.
Yeah, especially with the shots exactly dead even as they are. Both teams need to get scoring soon, and they need to see it. Because, both teams are putting on, very decent defensive performances. Both goalies are doing very well. So you need to be the tone setter for going forward for this game, and both teams need a goal for that.
Puck is dropped on the third period. What the Nighthawks are hoping is the final period of this series. If they score and they win this game, it will be the end of the series. But the Waco Weathermen want to change that. It's Zaza towards the net, sticked aside by Kagor. Puck comes out to the line for Topher, who mishandles it, and Style will take the puck. Surveying. Still surveying. No pressure coming. He sends it to the net, tipped down by Tim Jim. Score! On the bank job!
Tim Jim, I think, just caught Damocles on the wrong angle, because this is the risk that happens when you get too far to the posts and you just back up like that. The pads are just killer for a puck that gets caught behind there. Another goal by Tim Jim to really solidify his important status as the top goal scorer for his team right now.
And Tim Jim, one of the top goal scorers in the entire division, gives the Nighthawks the lead in crunch time. Looking for a series win. All they have to do is close it out. Tim Jim around Kagor now. Topher has fallen over. Maybe get him a life alert button.
He's fallen and he can't get up. We definitely need life alert for that. But he seems to be okay now. His ears are probably still ringing a little bit.
Back into the zone, it's Style, who was parked at the doorstep without possession. And he'll try to send it in front. It's Zaza over, and he fanned on the pass. It'll come over to Damocles, who sends it up the length of the ice into the hands of Kagor. The Nighthawks get the puck back, and it's Tim Jim at the left wall. But Topher's going to get there first and send it around to Silk. Silk now towards the net, and Cucci, no trouble with that. Topher down low, and Like tried the one-timer that missed everything. It's Tim Jim back behind the net, and he sends it over to Mist, who will pass it up to Style, racing past Silk, but Silk gets a great defensive stick on it and wins the puck back for the Weathermen. Silk trying to skate it through center. Hands it off to Topher. Topher, backdoor! Zaza couldn't get the one-timer with good connection. Light tries the wrap off the side of the net, and Kagor will clear. Zaza slamming it back into the ice. Gets it back into the zone. Missed up the wall to Tim Jim. With Style on his right, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Tim Jim, a great stick by Silk, and Tim Jim gets the puck back from a great save by Damocles. Like working over Mist. Left circle, stopped by Cucci. Rebound! Pops out to Silk now. Silk, backdoor! Zaza couldn't get a stick on it.
Weathermen are really trying to pour on the offense here, trying to get anything past Cucci, and he is just saying absolutely not this time.
Perhaps a bit of will to not let anything past him after that performance in D3 that saw his team eliminated. He's wanting to do as much as he can to keep his team in this one, and he has. Zaza back behind the net, tries to send it in front, stick to side by Kagor. Tim Jim trying to get it ahead to Style, who was streaking up the ice, and he will. But Silk is going to take this puck. Stick from Style, wins it to Tim Jim. Tim Jim stopped by Damocles. What a stick. Like now. With speed on Kagor. Slowing it down now, and it's stick to side by Style. Sent out Topher. Final minute to play in what could be the end of this series. Zaza kills
Damocles
himself.
might be eyeing the defensive line. He might be going for a pull here. We'll see what happens, but they're definitely showing offensive pressure, and I think they could manage it with a fifth skater.
Zaza up the right wall. Silk. Back down low to Zaza. 30 seconds left. The Waco Weathermen have to get this puck up. Topher's going to skate it. Turn it over to Mist. It pops out to Zaza. A mishandle. Racing after Style. And it's sent towards the net. Cucci tries to clear. Into the hands of Style. Kagor out to the line. Topher fires a shot. Blocked by Style. Topher on the rebound.
Oh.
Stopped by Cucci.
Oh, Weathermen are really trying to pour anything they got in the last 10 seconds here.
10 seconds to go. Missed. And that will do it. The Northeast Nighthawks knock off the Waco Weathermen in 2.
Complete sweep of the series for the Northeastern Nighthawks, and no goals for the Waco Weathermen that entire time.
Back-to-back shutouts for Cucci. 2 1-0 wins, 2 game-winning goals from Tim Jim.
Handshake.
And we'll get the handshake line here.
Oh, we got another one. Go get him. Everyone go get him.
Just 2 of the Waco Weathermen out there. It's Topher and Like. Everyone else has exited the building. What a great series for the Northeast Nighthawks, upsetting one of the top teams in the league. The 3rd seed team is defeated alongside the 1st seed team, and we will find out what the fate is of the 2nd seed team soon. Join us in 20 minutes for the Somewhere Somebody series against the Vancouver Frost Giants. As for the Puck Hockey League on the Puck Hockey League Twitch network, I'm Jack, joined by Alley Cat. We thank you all for joining us tonight and watching this fantastic series. Again, the Northeast Nighthawks have defeated the Waco Weathermen in a clean sweep. We thank you for joining us and hope you catch us in future games. We'll see you in a couple more minutes. But as for Jack and Alley Cat, good night from the PHL.
It's the Smudge. The Smudge are down low. Shrimp Gumbo, good defensive play. Kingtron tries to wrap it around. No chance. The defense really boxing off the offensive zone for the Smudge. Now it's a breakaway pass. Buzz flip it. Look out, he's got an open net. Oh no, Buzz flip it. You have got to be kidding me. Well, now we know why he's in the booth more than the ice. No, I'm just kidding, Buzz. But, oh man, his head is down. I've been there too, buddy. That was rough. 1-1 tie still. A chance for Buzz Flibbit to end it. Puff was thinking about coming out. Well, he did, actually. There's no thinking about it when you do it. And now they'll start all the way back in the Fire Ant zone. They're down low. They'll pass it up. It's Miku, number 39, for the Fire Ants. Typically a goalie, but he's taking a day off. Now Shrimp Gumbo. Good steal for the visitors. Shrimp Gumbo, nice purple tape. Ooh, can't get around the defense.